9:15 on Wednesday morning. Truly is pretty much the calm before the storm. As you can see, light breeze, but nothing crazy. The clouds are rolling in and there's not much traffic out there on the roads. Everybody has pretty much hunkered down. It seems it's pretty quiet out here. So we'll check back later. So it's 1:20 and here you can see the eye of the hurricane is now hitting Fort Myers. And we still are in the same shape. No wind really right now, just light sprinkles. So right now looks like not a big deal. Now it's 2:30 in the afternoon and still not much rain here. Clouds still moving through, but winds are definitely picking up. Looks like there might be a storm coming after all. So right now it's almost 5 o'clock. Definitely starting to change, starting to get windier and rainier, and we've lost our cable now, so it's going to be a long couple days. So good morning. It is Thursday morning, about 7:45, and the sun is normally out. As you can see, it is not this morning. Super cloudy, super windy. The storm came in overnight at its peak. Probably about 2:30 in the morning I got up and I was going to shoot some video, and it was so dark out that you wouldn't have seen anything anyway. As you can see behind me, the winds are still whipping pretty good. It seems that we're on the tail end of the rain. According to the forecast at this point, it says that we are supposed to be rainy until about noon, possibly like 40-50% chance. And then the winds are supposed to be pretty severe all afternoon. And then it is supposed to be perfect for the next week, like 80 degrees and sunny every day. So anyway, I'm going to check in with Jan, see how it's going over by her.
Good morning. This is Jan, looking at the mess in the backyard. We had an okay evening. It was windy. It was rainy. We slept with the slider open because just in case of a tornado. I'm definitely afraid of tornadoes. So I'm going to turn this around and show you the mess out back. And it's still raining, it's still blowing, but I think it kind of went under the bubble, as we like to say in the villages. And just praying for all those people on the coast and that got hit hard with the rain and the flooding. Signing off.
Okay, so since we have a little spare time, I thought that what we might do also is address a question that one of our viewers had. She was asking, where do we hide our guests in these smaller homes? Because if you've got a larger family that comes to visit and you've got a smaller home, where do we go with everybody and how are we creative? That does apply here in the hurricanes as well, because a lot of times people will come interior Florida, which like we said yesterday, to Orlando or to the villages in order to get away from the coast. So some of us have friends and family down here in the different areas along the coast. And so a lot of times we'll welcome them here. This time Orlando did get hit pretty hard in this hurricane. I think we just escaped very luckily. And down south they got hit pretty bad. So we did not have anybody come up this time. Our friends and family that are here in Florida are actually out of town right now. So they got the good fortune of missing the storm. But so some of the creative ways that you can hide people here is one of them, of course, as she mentioned, was an air mattress. So we do have an air mattress. We throw it out in the middle of the living room and step over them. Another thought would be to have a couch that has a pull-out bed that will give you extra sleeping space there. Another thought would be like a trundle bed. So you have a guest bedroom. We've got a guest bedroom here. This is our guest bed. If we wanted to, we could have purchased one with a trundle underneath that would give you another possibly queen size bed to have other guests on. So those are some of the thoughts that I have. I'm going to switch it over to Jan and see if she has any thoughts.
Hello, it's Jan. Debbie has handed the ball to me about having guests at the house. We have several of the same ideas. The blow-up beds, of course, are nice because they store nicely. We do have a 3-bedroom house, although the 3rd bedroom has a baby grand piano, an electric piano, and a desk, and an iMac, and a Fred Flintstone printer and file cabinet. So we have been looking at wall beds, or what else do they call them? They call them wall beds, Murphy beds. And we did look at a company here in Wildwood, which makes a wonderful product, very sturdy. And we have some friends that actually bought the unit. But unfortunately, my husband always says, I can build that. So that's where we are. We also went to the Leather Gallery. They have the coolest couch that has just come out. It's a couch, then you pull on it, and it comes a chase so that you can put your feet up, watch TV. Then you pull it out a little bit more, and it becomes a queen-size bed. And it's just how slick the whole thing works. And we have looked at it a couple times. I'm not ready to pull the trigger yet. And it would work perfect in the office, piano room, spare bedroom. Another thing is we also have very nice neighbors, and when all the kids come, we usually give the couple with the youngest kids our room, and then we just go across the street to the neighbors and we sneak in the door and we sleep. I take my own bedding over there and everything, so it's no work for her. And then we sneak out in the morning and go back and shower here, but then that's always an extra bed. And many of the neighbors have offered when we have the whole crew down here. Also, we are close to Spanish, and there's quite a few hotels around this area. And I know there is down at Brownwood, and then there's the Waterside at Sumter. So we're lucky that it's, we could walk there or take a cart. And then the other thing that we had for a while was we had a rental, and it was a villa. And we tried to encourage people to come visit off season when it's empty. And then that way they could have their own space. We could have our own space, but yet we could do things together. And then more people could come down. We actually promised it one year to my daughter and all her girlfriends do a trip every year together. And somehow we rented it from under them. And so they took over our house, and again, we went to the neighbors. So there's a lot of possibilities. It's futon. I don't know if Debbie mentioned futon, but we had one of those in our cabin, and they work really nice because it's a nice couch, and then it just folds down to a bed. So anyway, I hope that answers your question, and we really encourage people to ask questions, and we really, really appreciate your positive feedback. Bye.
Thanks, Jan, for the extra suggestions. I knew you'd come up with some different ones. Jan did mention the waterfront. If you are thinking about having some company ever stay at the Waterfront Hotel, double check with them and see. I know a couple years ago I made reservations for a family member, and at the time, if I made it as a village resident with a residence ID number, they gave some sort of discount. So anyway, I had done that at the time. That's been a couple years though. I'm not sure if they're still doing that or not, but it would be worth an ask. So otherwise, I just want to follow up on the hurricane. By me, I have gone to the mailbox, just want to get out and check and see what the damage is like. There's really not any flooding near me. There's a little bit of like landscape debris, fronds and leaves and things like that down, which tends to happen anyway in a bad windstorm. I will say I've seen way worse flooding just out of a normal downpour rainstorm. I think we got very lucky. This was nothing like Irma. We got lucky, we got missed. It went south of Orlando and then out to sea. So I think that the villages we dodged a bullet because this was a really bad storm. So we pray for the people who are down south dealing with a lot of mess. A friend of mine's in Naples. She said that they have no power, no phone service, nothing. Thankfully for them, they didn't have a lot of damage to their home, but she said that the winds came whipping through about 100 miles an hour there. So kind of scary for all those people. So we do pray for them that everything will be okay and that they will get their lives back to ordinary very quickly. So anyway, just wanted to give you the update, and thanks for watching, Villages 365.